If you're a photographer or videographer, stay tuned for this video because I'm going to talk about something that you absolutely do not want to miss. This past weekend, I was at Imaging USA in Louisville, Kentucky. And if you don't know what Imaging USA is a conference or a convention, whatever you want to call it, with 5,000 to 10,000 professional photographers, videographers, all in one space. Different classes, different hands-on activities, expos with models, and it's an amazing opportunity to network, to build your brand, and to also build your portfolio. Whether you are just starting out like me or you have been seasoned for years and years and years, this is a great opportunity. And next year it's going to be held in Grapevine, Texas. But I'm going to talk to you about my experience at Imaging USA from this past weekend. So like I said, I'm new to photography. I've only been doing photography for about, say, a little over a month at this point. I think late December is when I first picked up a camera, and it was love at first click. And so I figured I'd dive into the world of photography and all it has for me, all it has to entail. So there's a photographer that I was keeping up with big time for his knowledge and his artistic ability in street, city, and landscape photography. His name is Professor Hines. You might have heard of him. If not, then I'll link one of his videos up here in the top left or your top right for you to check out. But he's amazing at what he does. He's very knowledgeable. Him and Jason Vong, they are like stars in their craft. So I was perusing Professor Hines' website just to try and get some insight on how his website is and see some more of his work and his gallery and stuff like that. And I came across his events tab, and in his events tab, it showed that he was going to be at Imaging USA in Louisville, Kentucky. And I said, okay, well, Louisville, Kentucky is not that far from my house. It's a 9-hour drive, but I ended up flying. So I ended up buying a ticket, saying, hey, I'm doing this, getting a hotel, going out there and staying there a week. So when I first saw Professor Hines, when I got there to Imaging USA, I don't know if you've seen that SpongeBob episode where he was in line to go into the salty platoon and he turned around, saw that guy, and he was like, that's kind of exactly how I felt when I saw him, just because I've been looking up to him intensely for that past month. So I had the opportunity to meet him and speak with him and just chop game up with him. And then there's another guy also by the name of John Branch, who is a wedding photographer, and he's actually pretty much in my city. I live in Durham, North Carolina. He lives in Raleigh, North Carolina, so he's a stone's throw away. That's a very southern term, stone's throw. He's close. He's close. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing this hat, it's because it's a bad hair day and I need a haircut and I haven't gotten one yet. And if you're curious as to what this hat says, if you thought it said Oreo, it does. It says Oreo. I'm a cookie guy. I like eating the cookies. Anywho, also another guy that was there by the name of Taylor Jackson. He's a pretty big wedding photographer on YouTube as well. He has like 615,000 subscribers at the time of me recording this, so he's very knowledgeable too. So Imaging USA, so those are the people that were there. That was cool, but Imaging USA was a lot more than that. So the classes that they offered were very intentional, some of them were hands-on, but they just had so much information about different things, whether it was building on your creative palette, or whether it had been lighting, or whether it had been just the basics of your camera, or posing, or like anything you could think of camera and photography and cinematography related, it was there. Like, I'm not a cinematographer or videographer by any means, but I did join a videography class or a photo walk because I said, well, might as well learn and see what all it entails. And that was a super helpful class, super helpful course. And even for what I'm doing right now for these videos, it helped me a lot in things that I should be doing, should be looking out for, and whatever may have you. So if you are curious about what type of camera I shoot on, I initially bought the Canon R50, and then I upgraded to the Canon R7 a couple weeks later. And if that sounds familiar, if you're watching this video and you're like, I think I've seen this dude before, I don't know where, but I've seen this dude before, you'll be right. This is my second channel. My first channel is Top of the Morning Podcast, where I did a multitude of videos on multiple different things. And I'll actually post a video up here in your top right for you to go check out if you want to check out a video on that channel, and maybe subscribe to that channel as well as this one. Since we're here, I guess shameless plug, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate it. And this is something I'm passionate about, so you liking this video, helping me grow, would mean a lot to me. But like I was saying, I shoot on the R7, and right now I have the 28mm Pancake 2.8 lens on there, but I also have a 50mm 1.8. And going out there, they had their expo, and their expo was basically just a big room with different things, different workshops. They had different booths with models so you can build your portfolio. Like, I was out there having a blast. I was like, yo, my portfolio is about to be booming after I come home from this. And like, that's not something I really expected. I thought it was just going to be kind of an intuitive classing or classes and information and stuff like that. But it was a lot more than that, which I was really thankful for. And even there, they gave you the opportunity to shoot with different cameras. So not just my R7, but they had their Canon booth, and I was able to shoot on a Canon R6 Mark II with the 24-70 L series 2.8 and also the 85mm 1.2, which was absolute butter, by the way. And then I also had the option to go to Sony table, and I shot with a Sony Alpha 9, which was absolutely crazy. Like the shutter speed on that and frames per second on that is insane, like absolutely insane. It's a little bit overkill if you ask me, but it's nice. It's a really cool camera. And then I also got a chance to shoot on a Nikon Z9, which, if you know anything about cameras and like how the kind of camera game came up, Nikon was not talked about at all, but they're actually in business now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the screen a picture that I shot with the R6 Mark II. And then this is a picture that I got with the Sony Alpha 9. And then this is a picture that I got with the Nikon Z9. So you can kind of make your own debate of what looks the best in those pictures. But I think they're all immaculate, not just because I took them, but they're really good. They're really good pictures because those cameras can do a lot. They can process a lot of information, and they're just great. So the fact that I was also able to test a bunch of different cameras and go around the expo and talk to different people to buy different things. I bought a new battery while I was there. They have so many different tables there, so many authorized sellers. They had a bunch of website makers. They had a bunch of picture printing services and things. Like, you just got to learn a lot about the photography and videography industry, and just to connect with so many people. I think my Instagram grew by about maybe close to 50 followers there. And I know followers not super important to a lot of people. I mean, it's not like super important to me, but the fact that I was able to connect with 50 different people who had Instagram and just stay in touch with them, connect with them. Maybe I can go to a city there in one day and say, hey, like, I'm in your city, let's, you know, collab and do a shoot of some kind. Like, okay, cool. And it's just cool. And for me, being new to photography and having the opportunity to go there and experience all that stuff was nuts. And I would not trade it for a world. And it's not just for new photographers. It's put on by PPA, which is Professional Photographers of America. So there's a lot of professional photographers there. There's a lot of licensed professional photographers there. And just the knowledge you get from all these professional photographers in their field is crazy. So it might not mean a whole lot to you if you already are doing professional photos or whatever at a high rate. But I still think there's no point in time where you stop learning, no matter what you're doing, whether you're a basketball player, football player, whether you're a photographer, videographer. There's no point in your life where you stop learning. There's something that you can learn every day. The day you stop learning is the day you fail, essentially. Like, no matter how good you are, the day you stop learning or stop being willing to learn is the day you fail. So it's a great opportunity to just learn and connect and network with a bunch of other people, a bunch of other photographers, and I would not trade that experience for the world. And actually, on my way there, I signed up for the expo only option, which was free. So I had to pay for the plane ticket and I had to pay for the hotel. But as far as the conference, I only got the free option, which was only giving me access to the expo. I initially did not have access to the classes, but I talked to a guy who worked there, and I told him, I said, hey, I'm new to photography. I wasn't like trying to ask for anything, but he just said, you know, what brings you over here? I was like, yeah, you know, I'm new to photography. Been doing it for about a month, and you know, I just wanted to head in and just get everything I could. So he took me to the special services desk and he upgraded me to full service or full access, so I was able to access all these classes and all these different workshops. And it was super, super, super cool, and I'm super blessed to have that opportunity, have that connection to come across that guy and he gave me that opportunity to go full access. So with all this being said, what is Imaging USA, or like what did Imaging USA do for me, and what can Imaging USA do for you? Imaging USA for me taught me a whole lot about cameras in general, taught me a whole lot about lighting. Right now I'm just using studio lights, but I want to get into flash photography, and they had so many classes on that because that's just the common thing that people have questions about. It taught me about shooting headshots, portraits, weddings, engagements. It taught me about everything. It taught me about making a website. I have a website that's going to go live this week, so y'all stay tuned for that, where you can book my services and just kind of check me out. And without Imaging USA, none of that stuff, like I'll still be trying to learn it on my own. I'll still be going to these YouTube videos and trying to see like, okay, what's this person doing? What's this person doing? But I was able to be in a place where they just gave free game the whole time, and it was lovely. There's a YouTube creator by the name of Reem Photography, R-E-E-M Photography, and I'm trying to get him to come to Imaging USA next year in Texas, and we'll see how that goes. I don't know if he will, but if you know Reem Photography, you've been following him, or you follow him on Instagram, whatever, tell him in the comments to come to Imaging USA 2025 in Grapevine, Texas. I think that'll be really cool to have another high-level luxury photographer there, to whether it be to speak or just to hang out. So if you know him, hit him up, just I guess for me. So that's what Imaging USA did for me. What can Imaging USA do for you? Imaging USA, what it can do for you is you can be around all the professional photographers from around the world. Not all, but about 10,000 from around the world. You have the opportunity to network. You have the opportunity to learn and just be a part of the photography community. You have the opportunity to connect and meet people that you may have been watching for years, because this is a huge nationwide conference and there's a lot of big time names here. And you have the opportunity to build your portfolio for absolutely no extra hassle, no extra cost. All the models that are there, there's probably 50 different models there and different booths, different setups, and you can go and take pictures and build your portfolio and have some added stuff instead of having to wait on clients to be booked and going to the process of driving to the space, taking pictures, edit. It's a lot sometimes. So just to go to this one place and being able to put 50 different people on your portfolio, if you want, is a cool thing. And I think that a lot of people would benefit from that. So with that being said, this is my video on Imaging USA 2024 and what it did for me and what it can do for you. And I hope to see everybody out next year. If you are a photographer or videographer who wants to be submerged and immersed in the space of photography and videography, come out to Imaging USA 2025 in Grapevine, Texas. I'm going to be there. There's going to be a bunch of other people there. I know nobody cares who I am or knows me, but it'll be really cool to see a bunch of people in the photography community band together and just say, hey, I'm here, let's connect and let's network, because other photographers are not your competition. They're just there to help you. I mean, I support other photographers. I would hope other photographers support me. It's not a competition. Nobody's trying to steal clients. It's just, it's a one big happy family, I guess, in photography. So thank you for tuning in to this video, Imaging USA 2025 in Grapevine, Texas. Go to imagingusa.com to check it out and check out what this past year was like. But I will definitely be there next year, and I will hope to see you there next year. So to all a good night, and to all a good night, or whatever they say.